everyone, I'm back with another craft fair series video, and I hope you caught my first one. I uploaded it a few days ago, I think like 5 or 6 days ago, and I just want to thank everybody so much for the wonderful, sweet comments and feedback that I got with that first video. And in that video, I promised you that I had a really fun and creative project that I did with the scraps left over from the 12 by 12 paper that we made the cards and envelopes out of. So these three sizes of paper here that you see are the scraps that I had left over. So one of each of these were from the 12 by 12 paper that were left over, of course, after I made the card and envelope for my last project. So what it is you're going to have a piece of paper that is 7.5 by 4.5 inches. And like I said, I used the entire 12 by 12 paper pad, so that's why there's so many here. And then you're going to have this piece that's 2 by 4 inches. And then of course you're going to have this little, I think, 1/4 inch strip or 1/2 inch strip, I can't remember. But this is just the little strip that you would also have left over. So like I said, in the last video we made cards and envelopes. And out of one 12 by 12 piece of paper, you're going to have those scraps left plus an envelope and a card. So I'm sure you already figured it out from the title of this video, but with these scraps, I made gift tag packs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the ones that I've made so far. I still have a bunch more to make, but I wanted to get the video out. So here are the tag packs that I made. The ones here I made out of the Desert Dream 12 by 12 paper pad from the last video. Like I said, if you missed that, I will link it below. So check these out. I mean, I am so excited about these, you guys. I didn't think I was going to be able to come up with anything with those scraps, but I came up with not only tag packs, but I found a way to display them so you could see all the designs instead of just stacking them together to where you can't see all the different designs. I figured out a way, see here, where you can see all the different designs that you're getting. And then I added some twine for each one. And I even had scraps left over enough for the little bag topper. This is just such a fun project, and I am so excited that I was able to do the full project with just scraps. So as you can see here, there's 10 tags. Here's a little close-up. I put a bag topper and some twine, and see this strip of washi? This washi tape is holding all the tags together, and you know how washi tape does not damage paper. Make sure you use a good one, but we're going to do a tutorial here and I'll show you what I did exactly. But I just thought this was a great idea and a great way to display and showcase all the beautiful designs that these are. That way they're not a surprise, they're all displayed there, and the customer is going to know what beautiful paper design they're getting. So here are the ones that I made out of the Desert Dream collection. I've made quite a few with the flower one, which was Pocket Blossom, and here's 2 of them here. Now these I made a little bit longer, the tags, and this is a kind of a different way to do the bag topper. I wanted these tags to be able to fit completely in with the twine on the bottom, so I used the little skinny strip scrap that I had left for the bag topper, this little piece here, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So you're going to have 2 options of how to make these tag packs. You can mix and match like I did, or you can just choose one way, but let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Okay, so again, these are the scraps you're going to have left. I used this amazing punch that a sweet, sweet subscriber and friend gifted to me. This is made by the Stampin' Up! Company, so I don't know if it's available. I'm not that familiar with Stampin' Up! So I used that and it made it super easy. I'm sure there's other tag punches out there like it, but if you do not have a tag punch or don't want to go buy one, I'm going to show you the simplest way that you can make these tags without one of those tag punches. So first of all, you're going to take the 7.5 by 4.5 paper and you're going to cut it down to 4 by 7.5. So you're just going to take a 1/2 inch off that 4-inch side, 4.5 inch side. So now you're left with a 7.5 by 4. And so you're going to cut these into 2-inch strips. So you're going to end up having 3 strips that measure 2 by 4, and then you're going to have this little piece here left over on the right there. But you're going to get 3 tags out of this, and see this little scrap here? Remember that, and I'll show you why later on in the video. So now you have these 3 that measure 2 by 4. Okay, so with the 3 that measure 2 by 4, remember the other scrap that we had left, that stack of these, they also measure 2 by 4. So now you're just going to have a ton of papers that measure 2 by 4. And these are what your tags are going to be made out of. So here I'm going to show you how I made mine, because I happen to have this handy little tag punch. You just slip it right in there, punch it, and it makes the perfect tag. Now I think they sell these in different brands and everything. You could probably find one at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or online somewhere. But if you don't have one of these punches, I'm going to show you how you can make a tag so easy with just scissors and a 99-cent, a dollar little hole punch that you can get at the dollar store. So what you're going to do, you see I kind of eyeballed and cut a little corner off this page. Then you're going to take this little triangle that you just cut off, and to make sure it's even, you're going to flip it over to the other side, fit it to the corner, and you're going to go ahead and use that as your little template, and you're going to snip it off. So from here on out, if you don't have one of those punches and you're doing it this way, keep using that little triangle as your template. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty close, and your customer will never know the difference. So then you're just going to take one of these, and you can get them at the dollar store for $1, and you're going to just have your little punch, or do your little punch there in the middle, and it's going to look like a really cute, adorable tag. And all you would do is slip some twine in there with a slip knot, and it's the cutest little gift tag. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 10 of these so I can get them ready to make a little gift tag pack. I want to make sure I have 10 different designs, of course. So I'm just going to choose those, and I'm going to cut them all down. As you can see, I already have all these ones, and these ones went pretty fast. So now I've got 10 gift tags, and I'm going to use these to put together my adorable gift tag pack. So since we're going to put one of these together, here again are all my different tags. This is made with that coffee collection by Craftsmith. So of course I love these adhesive sleeves. This one happens to measure 5.5 by 3 3/4 inches, and it's got the adhesive flap just like the others. And now is where comes in that little piece that you cut off that I told you to remember. This is that little piece that didn't quite measure big enough to make another tag. This is going to become your bag topper. So you're also going to need some washi tape, and I recommend using wide, or you can use 2 strips of regular, and use good washi that doesn't rip paper, which if it's good washi it shouldn't. You're going to need some twine, and that's about it, you guys. So let's go ahead and try to put one of these together. The first thing you're going to do is choose the tag that you want to show on top. You're going to be able to see a little sliver of each, or pretty much like a 1/8 of an inch of each one, except the top one, of course, is going to be fully viewable inside the little adhesive sleeve. Then what you do is you just stack them on each other with showing 1/8 of an inch. So stack them on top of each other, but keep them 1/8 of an inch apart. And you can just eyeball it. You do not have to measure. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of putting them on top of each other, stacking them and staggering them. And now what you do is you just take a piece of washi and just literally tape the back of these, and it'll hold them together so that way they can be all showcased in there in the adhesive sleeve. So just stick this, make sure it goes all the way to the edge, and if it goes over the edge you can always cut off the excess. Hold, your tags steady. Make sure they're all straight before you tape this down. And I did test this several times and it never rips my tags. So the customer should have no problem separating all the tags out. And I had a little bit of tape showing, so I just snipped that off. And check it out. Every single tag is showcased. You can see a little strip of the design, and now it's time to put it in the adhesive sleeve. So always remember that the flap should go at the bottom, because in that way nobody will have to mess with your bag topper at the top. The first thing I'm going to actually do is put the bag topper on it. And we're going to do this in a specific way, so that way the tags are not going to be covered up in any way. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. Take your little scrap that I told you about, that little piece that we cut off, just fold it in half long ways. And you guys have seen me do this a million times on other projects. You're going to actually staple it to the top here. And if I had my tiny attacher, I think it would work a little bit better, but I cannot find it. It's somewhere in my craft room. And so I'm going to use my regular stapler, and I'm going to take this bag and put it halfway up the paper flap. And then I'm going to take my stapler and I'm going to put 3 staples in. On some of these I left 2, but I decided I liked 3 staples better. So you're going to put them pretty near the bottom, stapled to that plastic sleeve. And once I move my hand here, you're going to see where the staple placement is. And the reason I do it near the bottom is for a reason. We're going to see here in just a second when I slip these in. So the flap is on the bottom side. You're going to slip those in and see how the hole on the top and the little shape of the top of the tag isn't hidden behind the flap. It's because those staples are stopping it, and that's the whole point of the bag topper. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to cut 10 strips of twine, and I did, I think, 8 inches. So I'm just going to cut 10 strips here and gather them all together. And once I have all the 10 strips, I like to gather them, fold it in half, and tie it into a really loose knot with all the strips, or with all the strings together. And that way they won't slip behind the tags in the packaging process. That knot will kind of stop it. And it also keeps it nice and neat, so that when they're ready to use it, they can just undo the knot and take the strings out and put them in their tags. So again, there's the back. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there, tear off the adhesive part on the plastic sleeve and shut this. And like I said, see that knot? It's keeping it from slipping behind or in front of the tags. So then you're just going to package it up. It's so easy, you guys. It's like basically self-explanatory, but there's just something about these plastic packages that I like to show you how I do it. So there's another one that I had already made. So these are using I think it's called I Love You a Latte by Craftsmith. And I'm going to actually show you another way, like I showed you in the beginning of the video, to make longer tags and a little skinny strip on the top. So here's that scrap again that measures 7.5 by 4.5, and we're not going to trim it down. We're going to actually keep it at 4.5 inches. And these are going to be 2 by 4.5 tags instead. So they're going to be longer tags. So here they are. Here's the 3 that we just cut, and they are 2 by 4.5. And we're just going to kind of do the same thing like I showed you. I'm not going to show it, here again, but this is what it ends up looking like. These are the 2 by 4.5 tags, and I'm going to show you how I put the bag topper on and how I put those strips that we had left over to use for this. So because they're longer tags, I needed more room in the bag so the twine would fit. So this one is going to actually go flush with the top of the plastic sleeve. You're just going to lay it completely even on top and just twist this around, like basically until you run out of paper. And you're going to cut off the little tiny strip at the end, which I'll show you. So it's just this easy. You're literally just wrapping it around the top. It's flush with the top. And this is where, you guys, my tiny attacher would have come in so handy, because this stapler that I'm using is a little bit too big, but you know, I went ahead and used it anyways because I'm not able to locate my tiny attacher. I will find it. I will find it. I'm going to have to go in there tomorrow and see if I can find it in a craft caddy somewhere. Probably took it over to my mom's or something when we crafted. So I'm just going to staple both sides, and there you go. It's a little tiny tag topper or bag topper for the tags, and this is how it ends up looking. So here's the tags again, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really, I was kind of proud of myself for thinking of this. I mean, I know they're tags and everybody makes tags, but I truly, truly deconstructed those 12 by 12 paper pads and got the absolute most out of them that I could, to the point where I actually even used some of the scraps as bag toppers, not to mention these gorgeous tags that I hope people will enjoy. So let's talk about pricing. I decided that I'm going to price these at $2 a pack, or if they don't start selling at that, I might put them 2 for $3. But I'm going to go ahead and start them out at just $2 a pack. And again, here are the two sizes, the 2x4 and the 2x4.5. So here's all the scraps I've already got cut down. Like I said, these are the skinny bag toppers, and then you saw the tags that I've already cut. Here's my coffee paper that I've got to do. So I've got a bunch of these more to do. I'm just going to do that all day today, you know, and then those I'm going to cut more down, and I'm just going to be producing so many of these tag packs. I am so excited. So again, here's what it looks like. I'm super happy with it. I'm so glad I figured out a way to show all the designs instead of just stacking them in one stack and then having them, you know, hope for the best. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for your sweet and just genuine and wonderful support that you have given me for this craft fair series. I can't wait until the next video, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks again. Take care, everybody. Bye.